Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Legacies. This is episode 17 of season 4. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this series so far. We are running our most liked and disliked characters of the season. The vote is open in the description. If you've not done it yet, please do get that cast, and obviously your results and mine will be shown in the final episode. Quite a lot of people have already taken part, so you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for engaging in the channel. You guys are what make this all worth it. So we started the episode with Hope. She was still in the cell. MG was down there. He said, "It's great to have you back." She was like, "Thanks, but I'm not leaving here right now until Dark Me's disappeared." She's still here. She's still lingering. She could be a threat to you, a threat to me, a threat to my friends and family. And until I figure out a way to get rid of her, the best thing for everybody is for me to stay here. Now, later on in the episode, Lizzie come down. She was like, "Look, when I was younger, Emma used to help me get rid of all these problems that I used to have. She used to tell me to lock it up in this box, not the therapy box. It was like a jewelry one. And all my problems would go away." Now, these used magic to get rid of the dark hope, and it put her inside of the box. And then she ended up coming out like a butterfly. Now, Hope, she wasn't messing about. In Cynthia, she burnt it. She was like, "It's better to be safe than sorry." Very interesting. Then we went to, obviously, Landon. Do you remember he was taken by somebody? Him and the necromancer was put a bag over the head and took away. Well, it turns out it's his actual mum, mate. She's in there as well. She's in limbo. And it's really interesting. She said, "Look, you know, the person behind the bar has been making everybody get coins for him. And the best way that she could disrupt that and make him stay for longer is by stealing them." You know, she's never got a coin herself and never been able to sail off into peace. And considering this guy's getting everybody to work for him, if she could disrupt him, that's going to be her piece. Do you know what I mean? Landon was like, "Why do you think you've never got this coin?" She started saying she's done everything. She's gone to him. She's took him so many coins that she's got herself, bags full, and he's never actually let her get in the boat and sail away. Now, he said, "Maybe I can help you." And they ended up sitting down. He was having a conversation between them. He's been helping lots of people get coins, hasn't he, Landon? And she expressed, obviously, like, everything that she's done to Landon and all that in her life, she don't feel like she deserves it. Well, Landon was saying, "Look, I've not had a bad life. I don't want you to feel like, you know, you've done harm to me. I've had a great life. I've met Raph, I've met Hope, I've had a good family, you know, I've got a good unit behind me, loads of friends. And if you need forgiveness, I'm going to give it you because my life has been great." And it actually works, mate. She did get her gold coin. So very, very interesting. Now going back to Hope, boom. Ken has arrived, mate. He's come down from the heavens, absolutely destroyed the gates, destroyed the floor, walked into the school. He's asked for Jen. He said, "Look, mate, I'm not here to hurt anybody. I just want the traitor, my daughter, Jen. Bring her to me and nobody in the school is going to die." Now, Jen, she's backdoored it, mate. She's absolutely legged it. She's ran off into the forest and Cleo's gonna chase after her. She said, "Look, if you need help, we're here, you know. We don't back down from a fight. We help good people. When I turned up, they didn't know me, but they helped me defeat Malevol. They didn't know my backstory, but look at me now. I'm part of the school, I'm part of the team, I'm part of the squad. The school are here for good people, and if you need help, we're going to help you. Just come back." And she actually did go back to the school, and it was just in time as well because Ken was having a big, massive fight with Lizzie and Hope. He ended up throwing Lizzie across the garden. She landed on top of a spiked fence. In reality, she's clearly dead, but because she's just turned to a heretic, she's lucky because obviously we know that that can't kill her. Then he started having a fight with Hope. Hope threw like a fireball at him. It went, oh, you know, like he was like, "You fool, you know, magic doesn't work on the gods," because it just literally like propelled off him, mate. He didn't even damage him whatsoever. He ended up knocking her out, proper like bashing her up, throwing her on the floor. Then he looked like he was about to stab her when Jen turned up, and obviously he turned around, forgot totally about Hope, went over, grabbed her, and boom, mate, they went off into the heavens. Very interesting. Later on in the episode, we seen Lizzie. She was in her bed. She woke up. Rick was there. She was like, you know, "I'm still hurt, but I'm glad I'm alive. What about Hope?" And he said, "Well, you know, sometimes injuries take longer to heal than others, and she's still unconscious." Now, we've seen this before, haven't we? You know, it takes people a lot of time to come back to the body after they do go in some sort of pain. But the very interesting thing is that went back to Landon then, and he was, you know, he's waving to his mum. She was sailing off. She took the coin. He accepted it. She got on the boat. She was sailing off into peace, mate. When Landon turned round, Hope's in limbo, technically dead, mate. Them are together again. So, madness, mate. Ken has done an absolute number on Hope, and it looks like he's killed her already, which is kind of good, really, because I've missed Landon and Hope together, and obviously we know Hope's not going to be out the show. She's going to come back into the present somehow, but it's going to be good to see these two together here and see what they do and see if they both return, you know, not just Hope, both of them. So it's going to be really exciting. Thanks for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully, guys, enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
How are you here? I hope you're the Tribrid. I didn't think anything could hurt you bad enough to send you to limbo.
Got my ass kicked by a god.
Whoa, whoa, there are gods now?
He's been absent for ages, hasn't he? He has, hasn't he?
We can talk about it after.
She's waited for that for ages, mate, because she thought he was completely dead.
The Ferryman controls limbo, who belongs here and who doesn't, and for how long. And since you're immortal, I don't think he's gonna let you stay.
I'm feeling a lot better. You can't be using your powers until we figure out what's wrong with you. You just phased out of your sneakers. The game that we're playing has much higher stakes, and I need you for it at 100%. Even Hope is...
Vamp healing is even more awesome. So while I'm glad Hope is getting her beauty sleep, I am back in the game. Because my dad told me that the best way to make amends is to listen to what people need. And here you are, clearly in need of help fixing Ethan's powers.
Imagine if he pays for his clothes. That's what I was literally just about to say.
Okay, but I'm gonna go hit the books alone.
All those books are going to tell you is that you need magic. And did I mention, as a heretic, I can do that too.
You know what, right? Lizzie, she is technically like a smaller version of Hope. She can't transform into the wolf, but, you know, she's dead powerful. And I actually think that siphoning magic, yes, you could say being a full witch is better than being a siphoner, which in most aspects it really is. But, like, siphoning it as well has such power. Like, the fact that if it worked last episode, she could have siphoned the god's power. Surely she would have inherited stronger powers than Hope. Do you know what I mean? So if it was successful, that time it wasn't. But if she did siphon it and she took it, she would have been stronger than Hope in that instant there. But like, there's loads of situations where she could use that siphon and be much more powerful than everybody else. So even though you can see it as a negative sometimes, it's also a very, very big advantage.
I was a fool to think I could save the school from his wrath or free Jed from a curse that he no longer views as such.
Why'd you do it?
Love, I'd like to help you kill my father.
Well, I'd like that too. I assume
How,
he couldn't
mate?
die, though.
A god can kill another god.
Convenient,
That sounds
innit?
convenient.
Innit, mate?
I had to find a reason to trust you, as you must now find one to trust me. My father is as predictable as he is cruel. He will be back to get what I suspect he wants.
Does he want? He wanted Jen already, didn't he? He's got her.
I'm sorry. You look ridiculous.
My bastard son Ben told me quite a bit about you, including that we share one thing in common.
A flair for the dramatic.
A desire to kill the Tribrid.
So you don't intend to manipulate or torture information out of me then? Aren't you full of surprises?
Oh, you have no idea.
I wonder why he's took Jen. You know, he flew off last episode with her.
There's no beating the Ferryman, Hope. Trust me, I've tried.
I'm sorry, are you on his side?
I'm on your side, but using your fists to solve problems is what got you into this mess in the first place.
So if what I'm planning is a mistake, then it won't work, right?
He's gonna
My
come back
plan
in there.
Is to change the rules of Limbo.
What'd you have in mind?
To go home, but not before I figure out a way to bring you with me.
Do you know what, right? I'm actually happy to see Landon and Hope together. Now, she does make some rash decisions, you know, like, I bet you that there, going after him, the Ferryman, it's going to have a consequence. Do you know what I mean? He's going to come back, clearly, and he's either going to stop Hope from going back, or he'll stop Landon from going back. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, you attack me, I'll attack you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I make the rules here, and she said that she wants to change them. Well, she might be able to, who knows, mate, you know, it's magic, and magic always bends the rules, you can always change it, but I just like seeing Landon and Hope together, you know, it's been a big, long time since we've actually seen them as a couple, and I do think that they both bring the best out of each other, so I really do enjoy them when they're in the same scenes, and I think it's time, or, you know, it feels like it's about the right time to start integrating Landon back in to the school, back with Hope, back into the present, because he has spent pretty much the majority of the season on his Todd, hasn't he, here in Limbo. So I'm excited to see what Hope has in mind.
So Limbo seems to mirror our world. The weapons I stole from the school are here. There's snacks in there for you.
Why did you steal it from the school in the first place?
I went after Ken without the squad because I didn't want to put their lives at risk after everything I'd already put them through. But you would have been mad at everything you had to give up.
I'm always on your side, remember?
He is. He chose to stay loads of times, hasn't he? Yeah, he chose to stay loads of times for Hope.
So I'm assuming that means you brought Dr. Saltzman back to life.
It was more of a team effort.
Let's work on that wardrobe, shall we?
This Ken, he loves it when people say he's the strongest. You know what I mean? He's the powerful. He gets a smile on his face.
I am the most powerful being in existence. Imagine my surprise when I was awoken and heard there was a girl claiming that same title. I bested her thoroughly, but she refuses to die.
That sounds like her, all right.
I'm unaccustomed to asking for help, Aurora de Martel. I desperately need a guide.
Cute, but I don't see how this collar or this monster is going to help us with our Ethan problem.
We can gather data using this device that I've magically enchanted, hence why you needed my help. Can know how far and how often he uses his powers before he runs out of juice.
That is smart,
How
mate.
long they both need to rest in order to recover. Good, because the farther you throw that ball, the farther this little guy is gonna have to phase to get it.
Boom, mate.
Going after it will give us plenty of time to get to the bottom of why you're mad at me. I have compiled a comprehensive list of all the reasons you might be mad at me in ascending order according to severity.
Let's be honest, right? That was good from Lizzie. Like, you know, if he's got the same powers that, what did she say it was? A pug wedger as Ethan, yeah? Like, if she can track how far it can go in one type of phase, then she can, you know, figure out its regen. And like when you figure out its regen, you can kind of use that to your advantage then. So like if you do go into battle and you know that Ethan can only travel a certain amount of distance, you would say, you know, right now is not the time to actually use it. You know what I mean? You've got to be strategic with your powers. So like it's very clever what she was just doing there. I do like it. And you know, she's saying, what's mad, mate? You know, what have I done to annoy you? I've got a list. I'm going to apologise. All these things, tell me when I get to it. But I don't know, do you reckon MG is annoyed? He is annoyed a little bit. I reckon that he's happy that she's back, but I'm just... while the episode plays out, I'll try and think about it, see if we can guess it before it happens.
Let me do the talking. Ted and I have developed rapport.
Yeah, really seems like he's turned over a new leaf.
What's he holding?
What are you doing here?
I guess I should start at the beginning.
Save your breath. Two lovebirds reunited in death. Need to be torn asunder again. By my bloody hand!
He loves it, look at him. He just loves it, man. He loves causing disruption. Oh.
Send him back.
Back where?
Back to your world. I met the most gorgeous creature I've ever seen. Landon's mother.
You know she went to Peace, right?
Sorry, what was that now?
Ben helped her cross over, and you helped him.
I wouldn't look too smug. Stuck here in limbo, and he's stuck there.
You should be able to sense whether or not I'm dead, right?
He's got him there, mate. Yeah. He's back. I knew it, mate. He's come for his revenge, you know. Hope messed him and he's took up. I knew it.
Maybe I am losing my mind, because I'm beginning to believe that you were telling the truth. Professor Vardamus. He thinks that siphoning your magic and weaponizing it against your father could work. If we were to siphon it, there's a very good chance that every organ in your body would fail.
You clearly seem...
Yo, that's interesting, that, mate. So that kind of goes back to what I said before about how I think that Lizzie is powerful because she's siphon. Like, she's like a lesser version of Hope, but when she can take the powers, she can become strong. And like he's just said there, that if they siphon his power and bottle it, or I'll keep it in Lizzie, I don't know what they would actually do. Like, once they extract it from him, yeah, they can use that, the power of the god, to fight the god. Do you know what I mean? So whether they inject it into Hope or whether they use Lizzie, like, they've got the strength to god and god, so to speak, to compete. But he uses that power to resurrect himself all the time. So yeah, when he dies, that magic brings him back. That's what's been keeping him alive all this time. But if they take it, he could die for real. And Rick's saying he's waiting for him to convince him that he knows, like that he didn't know it was going to happen or whatever. But again, it goes back to Lizzie, mate. She is OP when she's used in the right way. She's really strong.
Am I trapped in an endless cycle or simply being told to walk in a circle? Either way, like you, I've lost everything.
Smiting your enemies will bring your mind peace and your brother justice.
Return my brother to me, and I will help you kill the Tribrid.
I cannot do that for you.
Then I don't know the point of this incessant journey I've been on, but I do know that I will not help you.
Oh, vampire.
I tossed that ball into a super public space.
Oh, no way.
You know me so well. How could you make a list that long and still not know what's bothering me?
It's well ugly. Look at it.
Good boy. That's how you play dead.
I don't think he's playing.
Oh, do you reckon he's used too much energy and he's died? Do you know what, right? MG's just said it's not what you think. Do you know what I mean? She's listing all the stuff like comic books and stuff. Do you know where she's making fun of him? So it gets me. I've narrowed it down to two things. I think it's either one, teamed up with Aurora, and he's thinking, how can you do that and go against a school? Do you know what I mean? Your friends and your family. That could be it. Or the second one is the fact that she went out. Do you know when she went out with Ethan? Did they turn invisible or something? When Cleo was trying to like burn a tree, and do you know what I mean? She chose Ethan instead of telling MG, and they went against everyone. Do you know what I mean? So like when she had to pick, she thought that Ethan would be the best person to help with a plan. I'm going to say it's one of those. Do you know what I mean? Because they've been in a love triangle, and it does, you know, he's hardcore in love with her, MG, innit, mate? Let's be honest. Ever since we've seen him, he's always been smitten. And, like, obviously, he's been through into the mix now. And they're the only two things that I can think of in the top of my head that has happened, that has had a massive impact on the school and MG as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, all these little things, like making fun of his comic books and all that, you know, she likes him as well. You know, they're just little small things that you can get past. But it's like the big things, massive things that have a long-lasting impact. They're the only two off the top of my head right now that I can think of.
I'm sorry about all the drama earlier, but he did bring this as a peace offering. I tend to get a little intense when it comes to saving Landon. If you want this, you're gonna have to release him.
I don't think it needs it. I think I figured out the lesson we're supposed to learn.
Does that lesson involve us leaving Limbo together? Then I don't want to hear it.
That's odd. It's hardly a cloud in the sky.
That's him travelling. Yeah. He needs to sort his entrances out, doesn't he?
Took longer than I thought.
You misunderstand me, which is my fault. Why I came to apologize. You assumed it was beyond my power. I should have said, would not. From what you told me of Tristan, he does not deserve to live again.
Your own children have told me of your cruelty. You're not the only one with powers, you know. A vampire can see into a person's mind.
Look into mine and judge my story for yourself. Then witness my truth, and you will be certain of where you stand.
This is well interesting, this.
I told you to stay away.
You aren't going to ask me what I saw in the real world?
Not if you use it to try and convince me what to do.
My friends need your help. You have to go back without me.
He was on the phone with Bartimus. They think Ken is coming back.
Well, then he's pretty dumb for a god. We all know he can't kill me.
Well, it's not like he's gonna try.
And the school is preparing to fight him once again.
And some of our friends are gonna die. Grief, loss that I have to carry with me for the rest of my life.
We always thought you were fated to die.
I did.
You're still alive. The ferryman wouldn't be trying to send you back if you weren't, but you have to go back. So use this scythe and please let me help. One last time.
It's not going to be one last time, is it? It's not going to be one last time. This is the thing, like, you know, before Hope got sent here into Limbo, she thought that she killed Landon, ended his life. That was it, done and dusted, you know, soulmate, gone forever. But this has opened her eyes, you know. She's here, she's seen him. She knows that there's a possibility that he can come back. The Necromancer sent him back. But yes, obviously the Ferryman's come and he's dragged him again. And do you know what? He went back again, didn't he? Earlier on in the season when he used a wish. And he's got dragged back. So that's kind of a wounder for Landon. That's 2 times that he's gone to the present and been pulled back into Limbo. But like I said, before Hope returned here, she thought he was completely gone. And now she can see him. She knows there's a chance. So that she can go back and she can fight. She can look at the magic. She can use the squad, the school. And she can bring him back one day. Do you know what I mean? The first time she was trying to bring him back, do you know, with the Malivore and stuff, she thought that he was going to die. She thought that he only have like a couple of days to live. And it was now. Do you know what I mean? MG wanted to have a more strategic approach. She wanted to just cut throat, go, don't care what happens. And we've seen the craziness, you know, she's out doing the dark stuff with Joseph, and you can see them all getting consumed, and then boom, flash of light, Landon was here. This time she knows that he's not in no danger, and it doesn't have to be a fast, rash decision. She can go back to the present, help the school, squad up, you know, like Landon said. If they don't do it as a team, they're not going to win. We've seen that multiple times. Hope took him on last episode, she'd lost. We've seen it in the simulation thing, when they all united around her, when she become a team, they had a very high chance of success. So they could go there, they could kill him, beat Ken, whatever you want to call it, and then once that happens, she could figure out a way to bring Landon back to the present. He's not going to be gone forever, he's just going to be gone right now for a little bit.
Every one of my countless deaths has been for nothing. If this final one means the end of my father, that Jed could be safe.
You got it bad for him, huh?
Yes, anyway, he's well in it.
If something is worth fighting for, there's always a chance that you'll win. Well, until recently, I was cynical. The old me would definitely take you up on your offer. I'm beginning to like the new me. Odds are you're still gonna die. But if you want to get back at your father and the town, and use your power to fight with us.
Oh, so before he was saying that they could siphon his powers and bottle it up, but it could kill him. And I was saying that they're going to inject it into Hope, or is Lizzie going to do it? But now he's changed his mind, mate. That was the old me, the new me. I want you to fight alongside us, with Hope, with Lizzie. Use your powers to be part of our team. Do you know what I mean? So that's decent. He's put an extension out of trust, hasn't he? Let's hope that he don't betray them.
So this is your fate, convincing people to move on.
Yeah, he does it well.
You don't suck at it.
Yeah.
It means you're gonna always be the one left behind.
Moral victory, at least. You'd always been told what you're destined to be your entire life. I've always had to wonder. You won't be alone where you are. I'm good with it, Hope. I'm good.
Then one condition. It's your turn to stab me.
Anyway, you get your revenge.
It's like when we stepped into the Mount Fort pit. Do it together.
Your hand reach out.
Pretty good, that. Like I said, I do like them two together. I hope that she finds a way to bring him back.
Dude, Hope's home. Now why can't I be there with her? Why'd you break your own damn rules?
The Ferryman sends he into face.
In exchange for the rights to our souls,
Read the fine print. It's yours.
I went to bury the Pukwudgie, and it dematerialized.
What were you gonna say to me earlier?
I'm not sure that it's the right time, considering the circumstance.
Is there ever a right time around here?
It's the opposite of nothing. It's everything. That's what you are to me. And I've been waiting years to tell you. And when your back was against the wall, when you really needed someone,
I knew it.
you went to him. It hurts, because I kind of hoped that it'd be me. I don't even remember anything on that list, any of the bad things you've said or done. I love you.
That's all I've been waiting for 4 seasons. Why? What's bubbling behind him?
My theory was right. Its lifespan only lasts as long as its powers do, and the more it phases,
Oh.
it dies.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves until we test Ethan's blood.
That was Ethan's blood.
Anyway,
Your children lied to me. And to you.
I was a father determined to protect his family from Malivore.
My daughter.
Jen tricked me and the rest of her siblings.
I now see Tristan's actions, locking me away. His betrayals, his manipulations for what they were. As I've seen your story through your eyes.
Does that mean you will help me?
Came back to this world with a simple want. Revenge. When you've been lost in the woods as long as I have. You must stop walking in circles. The only way out is to choose a path and walk boldly in it. We'll help you kill the Tribrid.
mate, Aurora's found herself in a sick situation, hasn't she? Honestly, she really has.
That's a bold move.
We must be bold if we intend to defeat my father.
Let's run it again.
You're not using your queen.
Oh, she's back.
Everyone knows she's the most dangerous piece.
Well, she wasn't on the board until now.
Landon says hi. It's a long story. The moral of which is that there are some battles we can't win alone.
It's good to have you back.
I really like this episode. Now, wasn't as action-packed as the previous ones that we've had. I reckon that the last few have been like really fast-paced, really, you know, like really action-based. But this one's been very interesting. I do feel like sometimes you need information-based episodes, storytelling ones. You have to build, you know, like a story. You have to build it up so that you get invested. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, just saying a god's been brought back to life and now he's going to dominate. that's not as good as learning a bit about his character, getting invested in a bit of his storyline, getting behind him or hating him. Do you know what I mean? The more you can build somebody up, the more you can understand somebody's past and what they're fighting for, the more that you can, you know, like, get engaged when these battles do come. Now, in my personal opinion, yeah, his reasoning for going after Hope is not very good. Like, he's literally just said, oh, so I got locked up for all these years, and imagine me when I woke that I found that there's a girl who's going around saying that she's the almighty powerful, she's the strongest being on earth. Well, she's not, I am. And I have to defeat her in battle to prove that. that is literally his reason. He doesn't know Hope. Yeah, he has no reason other than he wants to be the strongest. And because she said that she is, well, he's going to prove it wrong and he's going to kill her. That is literally his whole reason for going after Hope. So that's interesting. But in terms of like his episode today, it was decent. And what I'm really interested in, right, he was saying that, well, Aurora said she's seen into his mind now, and that his kids lied to her, you know, manipulated her, and like she's gone and done a head dive into his and got his story, and she said that after looking at his, all he was doing is trying to be a father, and he said that he was trying to help them protect against Malevol, especially the kids that hadn't already been consumed, so which makes you believe that a couple of his kids have already died because of Malevol, and he was trying to protect the ones that were still here. But then he said that Jen betrayed them and locked him up. But why has that happened? Do you know what I mean? Like, so far we're getting a few stories thrown around, and it's up to us to decide which side we believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, prior to this episode, you believed what Jen and Ben been telling us. Now after this episode, you've had something thrown in the mix. You could decide whether you believe Ken or you believe the others. Do you know what I'm saying? So until we get like fine comb it down to who's telling the truth, it's interesting to get like both people telling their sides of the story. Aurora's kind of fell in a pretty sound spot, to be fair. Like, you know, if she starts getting in a relationship with him or teams up or bees on the side, she's going to be in a position of power and strength. And yeah, she wanted to get Tristan back, but she was saying after speaking to him, she realised that maybe Tristan has been manipulating her all her life, and, you know, he's not been really beneficial to her. So, interesting observation. Now, I really like Hope, obviously, being with Landon, and I think that she's going to go back and try and save him at some point. But my favourite part of the episode was obviously MG confessing his love to Lizzie. We've waited 4 seasons for it, and I thought that moment was really good. Now, obviously, it was interrupted with, obviously, the experiment going in the background, but it needed to be out there. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what? I kind of got it right as well, which I'm really happy about, and why she was mad, and while he was mad at her. But I loved the moment where MG confessed how much Lizzie means to him when he sat down with Caleb and he said, you know, what should I tell her? And I was like, tell her exactly that, mate. You know, he was saying he loves everything about her ups and downs, her mood swings, her changes, the fact that she's a siphoner. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's loved her ever since he's met her. And I was like, that's perfect, mate. I hope he tells her that one day. And it's never come, but here today he's confessed his love. Now, she didn't manage to say it back and we didn't get a kiss, but hopefully it's a start to a relationship now. It's all out in the open. It's interesting, obviously, with Ethan, what's going on as well. But in terms of them, if I could choose to end the season, I would say the season would be amazing if we could finish it with MG and Lizzie having a kiss / together, Landon back and Hope together in the present. And obviously we've had the tri-bridge, which we've waited for so long. So if I could get them 3 things, I would say the season has been the best, mate. Okay, so that's going to wrap up episode 17 of season 4 of Legacies. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. As I did mention in the start of the introduction, if you guys have not voted for your most liked and disliked characters of the season yet, then please do get voting in the description, and your results and mine will be shown in the final episode of the season. And thanks for checking out the channel today. So, as we was just saying there, MG has finally confessed his love to Lizzie. Now, it really makes me happy. I've waited for it for so long. I really want them to be together. You know, I've been behind these all of the way. Obviously, he's just said, they've had some ups, they've had some downs, they've had some distractions, mate. They've had, obviously, Sebastian, then he's had Alyssa, and then the mergers got in the way, and now Ethan. Everything's just, it seems like it's fighting against him, but true love does prevail, mate, and one day I'm hoping that these are together. Now, she didn't manage to get her response back to him because in the background, bubbling away, was the experiment that she's running to see what's wrong with Ethan. Now, what is it called? The pig wedger? I've totally forgot. She had a good idea in today's episode. Obviously, she was saying, as a similar powers to Ethan, it could disappear, obviously, like, and move, shift into different locations. And the way that they done it is, she was trying to track how far it can go in, like, one transform, like, one move. And each time, they could test how long it takes to regen to regain his powers. Now, when he did find it, it actually died. He did throw the ball far. Like, he did throw the ball far, and it might have used too much energy and consumed it. And obviously, it's ended up passing away. But she's saying she's ran this experiment, and she's realised that basically, the more the energy, the more the power is used, the more the life is being drained away from Ethan. Do you know what I mean? It relies on the power. Like, basically, Ethan relies on his power to stay alive, and the more he uses it, the more his life gets sucked away from him. And he was saying, whoa, 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 let's not jump too far ahead, you know, let's go and try it with Eve's blood. Mate, it is Ethan's blood. I knew it was going to be as well. So he, basically, yeah, if he's going to be helping these against the gods and using his powers, he might pretty much kill himself. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what we do with his character. Because what's the point of being in a supernatural school if you can't use his supernatural abilities? You know what I mean? It's mad. Now, it's interesting that Aurora's teaming up now with Ken. We've got a different backstory. It never really got shown to us, but like from her speaking it, it was, he seems like all he's ever done is try to protect his family. But the reason why he's here now is that he wants to show that he's a dominant one. He doesn't want somebody else being alive, claiming that they're the most powerful being, and that is his whole reason for going after Hope. Now, obviously, Ben, he's locked in the school. At the start of the episode, or wherever it is, through it, Alaric was saying to him, maybe we can siphon your powers away, we can bottle it, and we can use that, you know, because he told him that only a god can defeat a god, which leads us to obviously believe that either Ben or Jen, because they're the only other two that we've been introduced to right now, are the ones to take his father down. Now, if they do take the power away from Ben and bottle it, then if Ben somehow does survive, because Alaric was saying you've been using that power to regen, that's the reason you have the ability to come back from obviously from dying. But if we take that, it might not happen. But if they did take it and he had it, there could be two people. No, it could be two chances. But he's decided to go against kind of that and said, you know what, that would have been the old me. The new me is to put faith and trust in you that you was trying to help the school. And, you know, I'm going to let you out, and I'm hoping that's the right decision, that you fight with us, not against us. So, big call from Rick, big call, we'll see. Obviously, at the end of the episode, he was helping them. He was playing the chess game. He was trying to figure out different moves that they could do to obviously take down Ken when he does come. Now, Hope spent most of the time in limbo in today's episode, and I think it's beneficial that, yes, obviously she's back and she's gutted that she's not with Landon again, but she knows that he's alive. Prior to this episode, prior to going to limbo, she thought he was completely dead. So it's good that she's seen him. She's got something to fight for, something to give her extra strength, extra belief. You know, if you've got something worth fighting for, then that's strong. That's like anybody can win. That's kind of like what Rick was saying to Ben, sorry, when he was in the cell. He said to him, look, mate, you know, pretty high chance that you're going to get defeated off my father. And he's saying, yeah, but from our experiences, when somebody's got something to fight for and people have got belief, you've got a strong chance of winning. And that is literally what Hope has. If she comes and teams up, we've seen once already in the first simulation when the team united around her, they had a good chance of success. And now she's got extra determination and extra strength and power and hunger to bring Landon back. Then again, mate, it's going to just fuel that power even more. So it's going to be really interesting. I can't wait for the battle. I'm expecting that's going to be in the final episode of the season. But if we do get some build up towards it, you know, it's going to be really exciting. I would like to thank every single person for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.